man.
Cam.
Hello, mate.
Can you tell us today's date?
5th of April, 2019.
How long's it been since we started making the film?
Over 2 years.
Yeah?
More than 2 years ago it began.
Wow.
Film School 101, Benji. You ready to roll, brother?
Yeah, I'm already rolling.
You're rolling.
Alright, Cam, I have one question to start the film.
Do tell.
What happened?
रीत की लत मोहे ऐसी लागी हो गई मैं मतवारी मोहे सुध बुध ना रही तन मन की ये तो जाने दुनिया सारी बेबस और लाचार फिरूं मैं हारी मैं दिल हारी मैं दिल हारी
So we're ready to rock and roll?
Can everyone turn their phones off?
Oh yeah, phones.
Aeroplane mode?
Lights on.
Before things fell into place, it was like the dream, right? Was arrive in India, like get put straight onto a motorbike. All the camera gear and everything's there. We meet with Cry. We discussed the game plan with Royal Enfield. And in that meeting, it was discussed that we were able to get rental motorcycles, but the time frame was severely limited. We planned in our lives months to spending a quality amount of time in each program and really understanding the effects and the ongoing change. That turned into 45 days with about a day or two to each program. And I think that threw the balance off at the start.
Hi, good afternoon. This is RJ Simran, 92.7 Big FM. And you can see there, hashtag Ride for Rights. And I have with me these Australian bikers who are going to start their journey today, thousands of miles.
This has been a long time planning. It's a cause close to our hearts. So for us to finally be here and get ready to start, it's the biggest thing for us. We're ready to go. And yeah, we're looking forward to it. Looking around, seeing all the support's been the most exciting thing for us. Yeah.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, guys. It was lovely talking to you. All the best for your journey.
Cheers, appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Cam, can you explain what's happening right now?
Yeah, so we just rode out. This is our second time to the Saksham Dairy. We haven't got into the program. The doors are closed still, so everyone's curious and wondering what's going on. And they're all crowding around, wanting to see what's happening. So check it out. We're getting some serious interest.
Suprabhat. Suprabhat. Bahad.
हाँ yes sir.
Bahad. Bahad. Suprabhat. Suprabhat.
बुधवार.
Budhvar.
बृहस्पतिवार.
Brihaspativar.
शुक्रवार.
Shukra.
Sannival.
You're good teachers.
Sannival.
Sannival.
Sannival. Oh.
We're just walking through the SHABAD dairy village at the moment. We're working with CRY, which has one of their projects called the Chakram project. This project is home to many kids whose parents are on a daily wage, whether it be labour, and they sort of live in a survival of day-to-day life. We're on the way to the hospital where they service children under the age of 5 with daily nutrients.
I would like to understand. This is a center where basically children in the age group of 0 to 5 who come here for the nutritious food.
Yep.
Okay. And nutritious food, and I say, it's not only nutritious food, but basic skills which children are supposed to learn as they grow in the initial years. That those skills will be a cognitive skill as well as basic writing or reading skills. If any of the child who comes here and they find any of the symptoms, then suddenly they take action for referring them to the upper services. Yeah. Okay. Apart from that, what they do is that they take regular weight of the child with respect to the age, which keeps on moving. So that is again an indicator whether the child is malnourished or a normal child. So what our role as a partner or as an organization, we keep on coming to the center to monitor whether these things are happening or not. So if you look here, this is the new washrooms which has been erected because of the advocacy offered by the Saksham team and the CRY. And this is the bus from the department which has come for supplying drinking water to the people. So you can see people coming with their buckets for carrying water. And again, this is also one of the reasons of crime, because the scarcity of water is there. So every member from the house comes here and leaving the children back at home. So people who are standing here would be coming from very far. There are certain cases which we have found when mothers leave the children who are at the age of 3 months or 4 months. Sometimes children get abducted at this particular point of time or kidnapped. Right? This is the community washroom which has been erected here, and you can see there's a room for the caretaker who is responsible for the entire neatness and all, right? And this is the entire boundary with fences, and when you come inside you can see for the male and another for the female, right? And these are the community washrooms which is actually portable in nature. People can use it, people can wash their clothes, and they can take bath. Absence of washroom is also one of the reasons of missing of children, trafficking of children, or kidnapping of children, right? So all these reports were shared with the ministers and they raised this issue in the parliament. Post that, the team was called and the department took initiatives so that 2 washrooms could be erected here. So one is this, another one is another area, and all the washrooms which were actually not functioning, they were repaired and renovated.
Great. Awesome. That's great work.
So these are some of the mothers of the children that attend the different programs throughout the village.
Everyone has a child here.
Yeah.
There are mothers basically.
Okay. And they take it upon themselves to look after other children.
नहीं आता था सर, हम नहीं समझते थे पहले ये बात, हमें पता नहीं था। फिर हम माया दीदी से जुड़े, फिर माया दीदी ने हमें आगे बताया थोड़ा बहुत, हमें अपने नॉलेज आ गया। फिर पहले इतना नॉलेज नहीं था हमें और ना हमारा कोई सपोर्ट था। अब तो ये है चलो हम कुछ करते हैं तो माया दीदी का साथ ले लेते हैं कि माया दीदी हमारे साथ है, फिर 1 2 4 हो जाते हैं, फिर हमारा हौसला बढ़ जाता है। ऐसे हम अकेले कुछ नहीं कर पाते हैं।
मतलब इन्होंने हमें रास्ता दिखाया।
Without these programs that CRY are putting forward in these communities, what do they think some of the situations may be like?
सही नहीं बोलो तो
काफी क्राइम होता था यहाँ पे। अब तो ये है कि लोग बाग थोड़ा ये डरते हैं कि नहीं यार इस गली में कुछ करेंगे तो इस गली में लोग बाग पकड़ के पीटने लग जाएंगे। और पहले क्या होता था, लोग बाग देख भी लेते थे सामने कुछ हो रहा है, आंखें बंद करके चले जाते थे। 1 2 के बोलने से क्या होता था, कोई इतना जागरूक नहीं था। अब लोग जानने लगे हैं, सब ऐसे हो गए। पहले ये हमारी बहनें भी हमसे जुड़ी नहीं थी, इनको भी पता नहीं था। तो अब सब जानकार हो गए, सब होशियार हो गए। कहीं भी कुछ भी होता है तो खड़े हो जाते हैं लड़ने के लिए, तुम ये गलत काम क्यों कर रहे हो।
The thing is, what she has given n number of answers to it. So what I will try to make you understand is that, I mean, earlier the situation was that the crime used to happen, and there was no one who used to speak on it, or who used to stand for it. I mean, in the same road, there would be an incident where a person would come and do a crime, and people become just spectators to it.
And what sort of crime, in particular, sort of crimes?
किस तरीके का क्राइम होता था यहाँ पे?
सर यहाँ तो बहुत गलत होता था। कई बार एक लड़की के साथ, छोटी सी बच्ची थी, अभी 3-4 दिन पहले, यहाँ पे 3-4 दिन पहले की तो बात है, 7 साल की लड़की थी। पहले उसको ब्लेड से काट दिए, फिर लड़की के साथ बलात्कार हुआ, लड़की के साथ।
Situations like this are faced, and they hear stories like this, and it's personal to them. Like, how does that make them feel? You know, like, is it what needs to be done to stop this kind of stuff?
आप जब इस तरीके की चीजें सुनते हैं या देखते हैं तो आपको किस तरीके की भावना अंदर से आती है?
भावना ऐसा होता है कि मिल जाए तो जान मार दे, खत्म कर दे उनको। ऐसे लोगों को चाहे मेरा बेटा ही क्यों ना रहे, गलत करते हैं उनको ऐसी सजा दो कि सरकार ने तो फांसी बंद कर दिया, हमारा बच्चा हमको फांसी दे दे। ऐसा मन करता है, ऐसा जी करता है।
See, what they feel is that whenever they hear these kind of things, the only thing which if they get an opportunity to kill this person who make this crime against China, they will kill them actually. Irrespective of that, if the person who is doing this crime is her own child, she will not hesitate to kill that child also. I mean, see, the thing is that the cruelty of crime is so much against children. I mean, if given an opportunity, they will not leave that perpetrators of crime. What they are saying is that, see, we want to do these things. I mean, to punish the people who do the crime, but they don't have that power, not that legal authority. So that's the reason they are not doing it. But they work with the system and as per the law of the land. To contact the police or whatever authorities required.
So do they think that there needs to be a better connection between the police and local authorities, or does the government need to step in and put more money into these programs to make sure that this stuff doesn't happen?
हमारे यहाँ चौकी नहीं है सर, हमारे यहाँ चौकी नहीं है, चौकी हमारे यहाँ से बहुत दूर है।
Since the nearest police station is very far from here, actually, they don't have a police station nearby.
If the police can't come in time,
Yeah.
is there anyone in the community that will stand for this strongly enough to prevent this?
Exactly.
And
See, there is no one anymore. These females who stand there.
Yes. So where is the board of men doing something like this?
इनका सवाल ये है, आप हैं उस वक्त।
आदमी कोई साथ नहीं देता सर, यहाँ लोग डरते हैं, कहते हैं ऐसा ना कोई हम दूसरे के उसमें जा रहे, कोई हमारे साथ ऐसा कर जाए। लेकिन आदमी लोग भी धीरे धीरे जागरूक हो रहे हैं, उनको भी पता है कि कल हमारे साथ, हम किसी के साथ नहीं खड़े होंगे, हमारे साथ कौन खड़ा होगा। अभी वो पीछे जो मांझी कांड हुआ था, ये तेरे साथ हुआ था, अगर तू आज ये काम करी होती तो इस लड़की के साथ गलत नहीं होता।
To have a women's cricket team is a really big deal because it is so empowering for the women to say that they can do all the same things as guys. When they were so excited to sort of tell us about the cricket and what they're doing, and that some of them had played in other states, hearing that inspiration again, like these kids and their empowerment was infectious to us, and it inspired us, and that's what got us to be there in the first place. Yeah, it gave us such a buzz, and it was so nice to see together this team of women bonding together on something that they share in common. I think that in itself was a really exciting time to witness and see that allowing for these kids to come together has created opportunity like this, and this is the beginning of opportunity that they're going to have in their lives.
Yeah, so we got in at night time. It was chaotic as always. I mean, we wouldn't know anything else. So finally found ourselves a pretty cool room to crash for the night. We're exhausted, but day one is complete. We're about to go grab a bite to eat and call it a night. But yeah, it's a fantastic day, and I think we're all so overwhelmed by the fact that, like, the reality of this ride and the support is just so much bigger than our expectations. So day one is a huge success for us. Can't wait to take on the rest of the journey. Good morning, brother.
Yes. Table, tent. Did we have the tent hanging off the back last time?
Yeah. Feeling very ill this morning. My stomach is sore. And we have to ride for 3 hours and I have no energy. I'm very lethargic and fuck this. Riding a motorcycle is not like driving a car. Like driving a car, you're like completely boxed in. Just having all of your senses heightened. Feeling the handlebars and the grips, and feeling the wind. You're sweating and you're smelling like burning plastic, engine oil, cow dung.
You're going onto the wrong side of the road, you're riding on footpaths, trying to ride fast, but you're hungry, you're thirsty, you're tired. You've got rickshaw drivers, people walking, mess, there's got wildlife.
Everything is heightened. You are fully alert, you are fully present in that moment of time. Like, this is what we're waiting for. Like, this is it. What are we doing right now?
Sleeping.
Where are we?
Where are we? Surat.
And what happened yesterday? Got hit by a truck.
How many hours of sleep last night?
Enough.
How many kilometers today?
300, just over 300 to Mumbai. But we're excited to get the next project visit, so it's going to be a good one.
Happy Holi. Happy Holi. There you go. Ready?
Happy Holi.
Happy Holi. Let's get Ben. Let's get Ben. Everyone go and get Ben.
Everyone get Ben!
Yeah, it's awesome, man.
And the number is the same, right? Which has the India number.
It was awesome. We had so much fun. It was really, really good.
Give me your email ID so probably getting on top.
We can go. Yeah, we can keep this stuff and we'll lock it up.
No one's going to take this.
So these young men have come all the way from Australia to partner with CRY and to ride for child rights. They have a shared passion of adventure and biking and bikes and really doing good and helping the underprivileged.
I think that the scale of and large diversity of culture throughout the country and the differences of terrain and everything involved with from state to state, how much of that changes as you go. I thought in terms of a journey to do something, it's a perfect landscape. And then being that there's a lot of issues being faced, that it also created a perfect opportunity to not just target one issue, but as a whole look at underprivileged children and the array of issues being faced. I think what we loved is the transparency of the company, the ease of like the way to map across the site and have access to the huge amount of projects, the success stories, the testimonials, and it's even a lot of the breakdowns and the reports. I mean, that was really like crucial to us, making sure like that we'd also partnered with somebody that shared similar goals and like-minded visions as us. And with you guys in the amount of projects throughout, cool, let's ride our way around India and visit these projects and make a film about it that can capture our journey and our personal experiences while showcasing some real issues being faced. We all are aware of going on, but let's look at the great positive side, and we've seen nothing but that so far, and yesterday was just another example of that. So that's it. Sorry, long one, but yeah. As we were leaving Mumbai, we really struggled to come to terms with the amount of time we had to spend at each program, and whether that was long enough to really articulate the issues that we were seeing and that we were facing. And I think it became apparent that as we rode around the country and we stopped over every day and every night and met children and people in the community, they were dealing with the same issues, and every day became a project visit for us.
So we've been riding all day from Goa to HAMPI, and we've stopped for a few shots. So we were trying to decide whether to camp or to find a little hotel in a small town, but we couldn't find anything. Then we pulled into a petrol station, and Tay has realised that he now has a flat tyre. So we left about 8 hours ago. It was supposed to take 7, and we've still got 2 hours to go to HAMPI. Cam's now trying to translate how to get to the tyre place to fix it. Here's the situation. Namaste.
You kidding? That's why. Screw.
Scooter ladder.
Yeah. What is that?
It's my phone.
Oh,
DIY light.
mate, are we doing a bloody vlog?
We are.
Right now with that fucking light?
Yeah, it won't come
A
up.
little obtrusive.
Alright, I'll pull it back a bit.
Yes. Hi from the tent. We are in Luke something. Luke Alimi. I'll correct that in writing across my mouth because I forgot. It's after midnight. It's almost 2 o'clock actually. Tay had a puncture on his tyre, which we think he did himself because he didn't want to keep riding. And 5, maybe 7 hours later, we are finally in a tent in the middle of a farm of a gentleman's family who helped us out. So, tyre's fixed.
Say hi to it.
Start this. 6 seconds, 7 seconds, 8.
Tell it your name. All your names.
I am Paikir Goda. I am Gurun Goda. I am Samtosha. I am Abhisheka. I am Gurs Goda.
Can you say hello to Australia?
Hello to anyone to.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Bye. Bye bye. Bye. Thank you.
Good morning. As you meet people along the way, their warmth and hospitality and willingness to give, it puts you in a new environment. You get to see the way somebody else lives, the effects of the conditions that we're out here trying to raise awareness for in full force. Like, you see the poverty, but you also see the smiles and the purity and the happiness on the children's faces and the love that one another have for each other. That's directly the reason that they're there offering their home to you. They're opening up their lives to a complete stranger, so willing to share everything they've got, and it's part of the reason why India is so incredibly special. HAMPI was the first chance we had to have 2 days with no plan, totally relax, reevaluate our emotions. All these stories we've learnt about, all these children we've seen, and you're moving at such a fast pace. It's really hard to try and deal with all of that when there's always somewhere to be. So we sit back, we relax, and just clear our minds for the first time since we left Delhi.
So it actually ruptured.
Yeah, so it did.
Yeah, I didn't realize it actually So his appendix actually ruptured inside. What, while you were doing surgery, what actually happened?
It happened earlier.
Today or?
May have happened about probably more than 24 hours.
Really?
Because the pus that was there in the abdomen, we can make out contaminated fluid. It had started to form flakes. That takes around 24 hours.
So that could possibly have been when that early morning we went to hospital.
Possible. The decision of Ben's life is in my hands, you know. He could have had an operation there, as they were insisting to do, or I want to take him somewhere else, and I feel that they can, you know, operate safer. But it was clear enough in my mind that if we'd have stayed, it wouldn't have ended well anyway, and I had made a decision that this is the best thing for Ben to get the treatment he needs. Fast forward this ambulance trip, and we head straight for Bangalore. Don't know where we're going, don't know who we're seeing, but we're driving to Bangalore to go to a major hospital, and we arrive at Vikram Hospital, and he's basically rushed into surgery as his blood was infected with a bacteria from a burst appendix. And as we were told by the doctor, it was a life or death thing. He would have died in that moment had he have not been here. A sip, yes, a sip. He's going to go home. So he's good, but he's not good. So he had what is it? Septicemia in his bloodstream.
Infection of the blood.
And so he was like, had we have not moved him to Bangalore, he may not be here anymore. So it was like that serious from the doctor. So we're glad he's at that hospital getting looked after. But because his body's weak, even if he recovers in a week's time, the strenuous of the ride is too much. So, 1 second. The question for us was, how do you make a film without a filmmaker? How do you continue in the legacy of not only a friend, but a great asset to our team without him? It's just the three of us with a combined couple hours experience in our life behind a camera. As a friend, Ben was open about it all. Every day we'd watched how he'd compose shots. We'd see what he was kind of like, getting a little bit of an idea of like what he might be trying to aim for. And I think when we realized we're not getting another filmmaker, we're going to do it, we just tried to replicate what Ben had done to whatever justice we could. Ben was like, go for it, and we shook hands after 2 weeks in Bangalore, outside the hotel where he was bound to go back to Sydney, and rode off with every intention of trying to
live up to his legacy.
Yeah, just, you know, like the whole thing was challenge after challenge, and nothing's going to stop us. And we knew Ben was in recovery mode, and the ride went on.
So we pull over and we're sitting there and we get a cup of chai tea and some chips, and then out of nowhere 100 odd people just walking off the freeway. Like, the freeway's in the middle of nowhere. We're yet to understand where they're going, what's their intention, why are they all together.
It's like a migration of people going towards some place.
Adilabad to Tadwai.
Ah, what do you do for work?
Festival.
Festival. What festival? Festival of Mother God. Exciting. How far have you walked?
Walking. 180 kilometers.
Walking.
Yeah. Bye. Say bye.
You see that warm, welcoming sense of community again. They bring us in, they dance around us, there's songs, they're rejoicing, it's fun, the mood was lifted. I don't think they will ever know how important that was to us, how that really just gave us that edge to continue on. Next 2.5 days, we endured some of the longest and most grueling riding ever, which involved with Scotty, which got hit by a truck. And I think that's finally when the severity of everything just kicked in. Like, what did we just do?
I just don't really think we ever had time to really stop and take in like what had just happened in the last 2.5, 3 weeks. From Ben being sick to like the accident, like my accident, and then doing this program visit in Varanasi and trying to do justice to that as well. Like, mind you, like trying to spend enough time there and do enough interviews and build a rapport with people there to do it justice. And then there was always just something that, you know, we couldn't sit and enjoy this tea, or we couldn't sit and enjoy meeting these people or chatting to these children because we needed to get here, because we needed to get back to Delhi to hand the bikes off.
Hey, so we're at the top of a mountain right now. This big hill, very good view, very comfortable chairs, very cold weather. Very upset that this is the last night of our journey.
And then we arrive back in Delhi. It's like you're racing for a deadline. The deadline hits and nothing happened. Like, we're just in Delhi. We're trying to ride north to KHARDUNG, which is where the highest motorable road in the world is. The roads aren't open because of snow, and they haven't cleared the ice on the roads yet. So whilst we're in Delhi, ready to go, we can't actually get there. And we'd just gone from such high intensity to just nothing. And we're waiting for a road to open that has no given date. It's on weather's time. when the roads opened, or we thought they might be open, and we headed straight for Ladakh. And we're making time and we're pushing the kilometres daily. As we're getting to each sort of checkpoint, we're getting told by people the roads are closed, you can't go on. And we've gone through so much this whole journey, so many obstacles. Like, what do you mean the road's closed?
Hello. So as you can see there's a road blockage, military here. The road basically is covered over in snow, which is the reason we can't go forward. We're trying to see if there's a possible way that we can make it through. Maybe ask politely, see what else we can come up with. But I mean, yeah, we'd love to get up there.
How are you?
Fantastic. You good?
Good.
Good to see you.
Good. Very good.
Yeah, we can. You open road for us.
192 kilometer clear.
Okay.
Next search you wait 3 days.
Whilst we can get there, it's not a safe place to stay. It's just under 5 kilometers above sea level, so we can't really be there if there's no food or water or facilities of any sort that's open. So we might ride up the hill a bit and see. Otherwise, we'll be back here in a couple days to try again. Thank you, guys. Cheers.
Where there's a will, there's a way, and we rode on. And we rode over snow-covered roads, ice-covered roads with bikes with frozen brakes that were easier to drop than slow down. You know, like it was a gnarly situation.
It is so slippery. My back end is just like wiggling like a fish. Oh. Yeah, I'm good. All right.
Ready? Not chill for a little sec.
Huh?
Not chill for a minute.
Yeah. What is it? Not feeling good or cold?
Oh, bye.
I don't know if the descent starts soon. I think we're right near the top. We keep moving slowly, and I think we'll start going down. Yeah. And we can take a break once. Yeah, it's exhausting up here.
This is the highest, I think, we've all ever been in our lives. Altitude, I don't know, I don't really have a headache. It's just more short of breath, like pushing fucking cars and having a couple of spills on the bikes, just trying to pick them up on ice while it's sliding sideways and you're trying to give it a push. But man, this is the most amazing experience I've ever had. So from what it looks like, we might be going on the decline, so I don't know, hopefully this ice pisses off.
This is pretty intense riding. Black ice, barely any oxygen.
No. Sit down, dude.
It seems we're stopped in our tracks, as you can see. Not very stable, but it's gonna be a tough ride from here on out. I mean, it was tough already, but I guess this just turns it up another level.
An hour later, some guys would come with trucks and big diggers and snow blasters, and then they'd blast the snow out, you know, trying to ride over snow or through snowy water that's up to this high. Your bike's underneath the water, you're pretty much saturated in water. Your bike's being bogged. You're trying to help your mate unbog his bike. You can barely breathe, let alone alone exerting energy to pick bikes up. Like you're pushing your body through like the most physical pain, and then mentally, like I've got to stay strong for the boys, I've got to stay strong for me, we need to get through, we can't turn back, we can only just go forwards. I think that was a time where we really pushed ourselves just physically and mentally.
Hurting? Do you want to just keep moving, bud? Getting lower? The only other challenge we've got in the next hour or two is crossing the second highest pass in the world. It's at about 17,500 odd feet, so there's just about no oxygen at all up there. And being the case, we got to make it pretty quick. We can't spend long up there and hopefully just burn through it, and that could be a real decider for us, but it's not going to stop us. So we'll see you on the other side. We've done it! The pass was cleared, it's filled with water, but we made it through. Oh, yes, we have made it through the blocked roads. Ah, fuck. Oh, fuck. I spoke way too soon. We have a broken bridge by the looks of it. Holy shit. Oh my god. Alright, forget whatever I was saying. Let's go and see what's happening. The bridge is under construction, as you can see. We're going to cross through the river, which is blocked and flowing pretty rapidly.
We're waiting for another glacier to be cleared. Yeah, I think we're all feeling a little bit funny in the head. I definitely am. But yeah, hoping once again this might be the last one to be cleared. And then we'll be on our way. Yeah. Dude, fucking hell.
That was just brutal.
That fucking woke me up. You boys just fucking inspired me.
Huh?
You boys just inspired me.
Yeah, get in here.
I would not have done it.
Get in here.
Oh, God. Throw it in neutral. Get that camera bag off real quick.
You got the Osmo?
I think that wet in there?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
Like drenched?
Yeah.
Time to make up.
Huh?
It's 77 kilometers.
Yeah, man, I feel fucked. Like, I don't feel safe going up higher.
Really?
Like, my whole face is just numb and tingling. If there's anywhere here, I seriously feel like I gotta stay here because I feel so fucked up.
stay here, but there's nothing here.
No, that's what I'm saying. If there is anything.
Oh, 100%. If there's people here, we'll stay here, but I don't think there is.
Yeah, well, let's check, because I just feel real fucked.
Lucky day today.
Huh?
It's a lucky day.
Yeah.
And from this point on, we're pretty sure it's a clear run into Ladakh, into Leh. And we get to the town and we find out that there's a bridge that you have to cross over a canyon. And the bridge is surfaceless. The bottom of the canyon, a running river, is 40 meters down. It's a huge cliff down, and the surface isn't going to be ready until the roads are officially open for tourist season. And we're limited by fuel, we're high altitude, and we're not really coping that well. I think we'd felt after Ben left that the hardest challenge had been put in front of us. Losing Ben was a massive downfall in the trip. It really put the feasibility of the project in question. I wasn't sure if we were able to pull it off the same way anymore. And then you get to a broken bridge and you're like, who's challenging us here? And I think the challenge was a very personal thing. This was the three of us versus something so grand and out of our hands. And I think that was really that defining moment between the three of us where it was make or break. There were tensions between us. We hadn't slept, we hadn't ate properly, we couldn't breathe well, but we needed to get across. And in doing so, I think we all knew within that was going to be that tension releasing moment. We start cutting into this mountain. The military arrive, and we've used their rope and tied it off the back of a truck that was there overnight to start getting that first bike down. We knew that they would stop us. They'd already told us we couldn't cross. And I think they saw our commitment. They saw our passion that we weren't going to give up at this point. And they got out of the truck, and the guy that had previously said no to me sent a few of his workers down to help us. And in the next couple hours, we managed to get all of those bikes back across the other side. And getting to the top, I think that was that accomplishing moment. Like, we did it. You know, the world put things in front of us to stop us. But when you look for an opportunity and you really, really push hard for something that you want, the world's there to give it to you. It was after that moment that the tensions really subsided. We remembered the goal at hand and we rode on, and it was an incredible, incredible feeling that we all shared.
I think it's about 10 o'clock. We're here at 5 o'clock.
We are in the middle of nowhere. It's snowing. It's fucking cold. We have two bikes with fucked up spark plugs. This is not the first time we've changed this trip. My God! Are you fucking kidding? This guy is in the middle of absolutely fucking nowhere, and just yesterday we picked him up and gave him a ride in Sachu. Oh my God. Wow, what an absolute legend.
The challenges never really stopped. You know, making it to the top of the highest motorable road proved as big a challenge as any. More ice, more snow, more rain. Under-equipped in terms of warmth, and the bikes just couldn't handle it. And coming down from that road, Scott's bike died entirely. We couldn't turn it on. We're riding over the gnarliest, frozen, wet roads, and I've got my foot behind his bike, pushing him as I accelerate and using the momentum of the hill to roll as far as he can. And he comes up to this corner and lost focus for just a second.
You alright?
To the right of it, there was a drop-off so high that he wouldn't have spoke to us again. And Scott just picks the bike up, gets back on it, and off he goes again. It was such an intense way to finish the journey, and I think those communities that had welcomed us in, their perseverance despite the conditions they faced, we took that on board, and I think that that's something inherently in the back of each of our minds that drove us to continue to push on despite the conditions in front of us. It's true testament to the power of the mind and the lessons you learn in life and how that can structure and change the way you act. The stories of the children and the people that we met had impacted us so strongly that we endured conditions beyond anything that I'd wish upon anybody. You don't think you've taken on the lessons, you don't think you've learned and truly embraced it, and then you start to sort of reflect on it. You're riding down this mountain. We've done it. We've been to the highest road in the world. These conditions we've been up against, they're nothing to some of the conditions that these people face on a daily basis. It put everything in perspective. The way that we looked at challenges at that point was entirely different to how we'd started it. And then here we are on the other side, bridge crossings, river crossings, snowy, ice-covered roads, bike accidents, getting hit by a truck, moving on, looking for the positive side of everything, enduring, pushing on, and reaching the goal that we'd set for ourselves, to raise awareness for underprivileged children throughout India. The stories that we'd learned from them and the lessons that we'd learned ourselves through their stories.